Yeah.
Was Cliff Huxtable a vagina doctor, by the way? Someone told me he was an OBGYN.
What's an OBGYN?
Gynecologist.
OBGYN.
A vag doctor for the
Oh,
layman.
an obgyn. Yes, of course. We all know what obgyns are, John. I'm not
OBGYN.
stupid.
There are many topics and concepts we are all familiar with, but aren't exactly sure how they work. Each week, Alan Fitzgerald and I choose a topic and try our best to explain it. This is Explaining Things.
Welcome to another episode of Explaining Things. As always, I'm your host, Jonathan Tilson, with my co-host, Alan Fitzgerald.
Ready and willing.
Alan, is The Rock a good person?
What? It's just such a weird question.
Yeah, it is. Now fucking answer it.
Who gives a fuck? Judging him on his filmography alone, he's a horrible man.
Absolutely. He's going to hell.
He's going to hell.
He's going straight to hell if you just shove by his
Straight
film
to hell. I mean, his best movie is Fast Five.
I mean, I'm a rundown purist, but
That's a piece of shit too, and that's his second best movie.
we're going back a ways. Walking Tall is unfortunately a top 5 rock film.
Top three.
It's a top 3 rock film. Then you start getting into the Tooth Fairy and San Andreas.
The best scene is him throwing a 2x4 at a casino.
That is a good scene. You know, we might have to rethink this. He's a smiley guy. It's a very manicured image. I think most people trust it. I don't know if I trust it,
Well,
though.
he says he's a Republican.
But does he? Because he also said vote for Biden. I think he's like Joe Rogan-y. Like, I have some liberal ideas, but I'm still fucking manly. Yeah, I love the military, but also we should...
And that's big for his image. So we really don't know what his true politics are.
We have no idea what he is.
Whenever anyone's famous, no, you really don't know anyone's true politics until they're like an absolute lunatic.
By the time their career is over is when you start learning it, you know?
Yeah.
62, haven't been in a film in about 8 years, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden you become Randy Quaid crashing a hotel room.
Alyssa Milano. We found out her politics as soon as the paychecks stopped coming.
Oh yeah. You can't afford to tell your real beliefs while you're still like riding that wave.
Hell no, dude.
Roseanne, I knew she was crazy. I didn't know her politics.
And she did a horrible comedy special.
She did.
Horrible.
Yeah. Things aren't the way they were. I think that's like
What's your gender? How about get a job? That's your gender. It's a real
pronouns. I don't have time for pronouns. I'm actually Roseanne's ghostwriter. That'd be a fun job.
That would be pretty good.
Because you know she sells out when she goes places still.
Yeah.
You know, like the Rust Belt loves her.
And you can't help but improve on her. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, you know her audience.
Yeah.
It's like writing a children's book, kind of. I imagine it's like, I'm not a child, but I think I know what they like. The question is, can a celebrity be a good person?
Philip Seymour Hoffman was a good person, everyone said. But then he died of heroin, which is, not the first thing a good person does,
But you know what? It's not the last either. I'm sure there are plenty of heroin addicts with a good heart.
Mitch Hedberg was apparently a very, very beautiful man. Also, you're probably kind if you're high all the time.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, oh, yeah, sure, you can sleep wherever, huh?
You want to see a guy who's not causing any problems? Someone who's actively on heroin.
Who can afford his addiction?
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, they do steal when they come out of it. I think The Rock is going to have an O.J. Simpson-esque end to his career.
Just because he's on so many steroids?
I think The Rock is on steroids, but he also won't admit that he's on steroids. You know, he doesn't.
He's clearly on steroids.
But I mean, he's 50 and he's jacked out of his mind.
Dude, he's way more jacked than he was when he was 25.
Way more.
It's
Way more.
insane.
He's 51. That's right. And he's only in like the most like surface level movies imaginable. No depth, nothing challenging you.
No.
And also like The Rock doesn't really even kill people in his movies. He beats them up. He beats someone up, but he doesn't even kill people because then The Rock's a bad guy.
He killed someone, I think, in the movie Faster with Billy Bob Thornton. That was like a noirish kind of movie.
I saw that movie.
That was supposed to be like, hey, it's a real film, but it's The Rock.
Look at this. There are consequences in this film.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah. You know, I would say Tom Cruise had a little bit of this, and obviously we know enough about Tom Cruise now that he's a weird fuck.
Weird
but he
fuck.
did Collateral. Okay, so he at least had a collateral in there. He's not always
And Magnolia.
the good guy. And Magnolia.
Those were his two best performances when he's a piece of shit.
Absolutely. Give me The Rock as a piece of shit. But I think he's so carefully manicured, he can't do it.
I've heard that he's a nice guy forever, though. Even before he became this huge star.
I heard the same thing about Cosby. All right? I heard the same thing about Cosby. He's a nice guy. He doesn't like dirty words. My point is, with all these people, they all look like good people until they don't.
Yeah.
I'm sure people thought OJ was a good guy. Then all of a sudden,
They did. They loved him.
he was, dude, the smile. He was in Hertz commercials.
White people really liked him.
He was exactly
White people loved him.
He was exactly who, if Larry Bird's the greatest basketball player of all time, OJ's one of the good ones. Okay? That's how it went. Okay? That's how it went. Same guy. But yeah, he had a squeaky clean image. Smiley, charming. The Rock. The Rock doesn't let you into his world.
No, that's good. Except for when he eats a bunch of cookies for some reason.
But he doesn't, and that's my other thing with him. He never shows himself eating them.
No, he does all the time.
He doesn't show himself eating these giant breakfasts. He shows them, and then it's like, whatever. Post in the comments, people, but I'm pretty sure he never eats his cheat days on camera. I don't trust this with celebrities when you're just like, when you don't let anyone into your world and it's very clear you're a bullshit artist.
He said everyone shouldn't be getting offended like 2 years ago, and then people got offended. He apologized right away.
I'm sure he did. I didn't
away.
I didn't mean
Oh
that.
shit! You mean I could only be making $19 million a movie if I don't fix this?
Yeah. It's like,
Okay, all right.
oh no, I have to make worse movies now?
Transformers 18.
Oh no, I'm gonna have to be back in a Vin Diesel film. That'd be the worst because he butted heads with Vin Diesel.
Of course he did.
Yeah, which I like because it showed The Rock was human.
I think I'd butt heads with Vin Diesel too.
I see The Rock as a guy his image is so carefully manicured, and he has no integrity. Otherwise, he would toss in a couple decent films.
Just
a couple
one or two.
decent films. Just like, hey, I just want to prove that I am a serious actor.
Just one art director a year.
Every 3 years. Or just give me one to say you did it.
Yeah.
Fucking Black Adam.
I didn't bother with Black
That was a
Adam.
flop.
When it's got The Rock and it's a comic book movie and it's a bomb, you know it's a piece of shit.
It has to
because
be.
that is everything Nebraska has wanted for a long time. I'm surprised that movie wasn't called Budweiser Presents Black Adam.
Yeah, for America.
Hi, we're sorry about the tranny on the beer can thing. Here's a movie.
What if like the flyover states just really hated it being called Black Adam? They're like, you couldn't do better than Black Adam.
They should have called it Pineapple Black Adam because The Rock is Samoan. Yeah, that's a phrase. That's a phrase other people use. I'm not the only one.
That's a race.
I'm not the only one opening my window and yelling.
Oh,
that.
you always hear people say, you black or pineapple black?
Don't get so offended. I have some Hawaiian punch and a fucking flower necklace for you. I got nothing against strong safeties, pal.
Hey, I want to see shit come out. I do. Because I used to call myself a Rock fan, and then he put out so many trash movies one after another.
How could you ever be a fan of The Rock?
Well, I was a fan. I liked the wrestler, The Rock.
The wrestler was great.
And then when he first started...
Wrestler's awesome.
Well, when he first started acting, I was like, oh, he's actually a more competent actor than I expected.
You know what he did that turned some heads? Remember the sequel to
Scorpion
Get
King?
Shorty?
Oh, he was funny in that.
Yes, he played a gay guy.
Yeah, he did. He was funny in that.
And back then, playing a gay guy who's big and strong was like a weird thing.
Exactly. Like, he's not without talent.
No, he's not.
But he is without integrity. And that's my whole issue.
How about just
No.
well-directed movie about him killing people in a building?
That's it. That's all I'm talking about. And,
Dude,
it's offered.
Just do Die Hard again.
Isn't that kind of what Skyscraper was?
But apparently that sucked.
Oh, it was supposed to be awful. He had a fake leg for some reason in it. His character had a fake leg, and people bitched that there wasn't a real amputee. And it's like, this is the worst movie ever made. Show me an amputee that's going to put asses in the seats for this fucking movie. But yeah, exactly. Just give me some deaths.
Give him a sawed-off shotgun, and he's taking people down.
Also, why couldn't he give me a smaller role? Why couldn't he be like Leonardo DiCaprio and Django Unchained did a smaller role than he normally does, and he kicked ass in it? Why couldn't The Rock give me 30 minutes in a movie?
Really loves $20 million at a time.
But he has so much money now that you'd think this is the time to actually do a decent...
More. He wants more.
And these are the qualities of someone who's not a good person.
Yeah.
All right? An insatiable thirst. Greed.
He's no Daniel Day-Lewis.
There's no Daniel Day-Lewis. All I'm saying is Daniel Day-Lewis would be a considerate man on Wall Street.
Can you imagine if Daniel Day-Lewis was doing this shit?
Oh my God.
We'd be ripping him apart.
Daniel Day-Lewis, if he came back and he was in San Andreas. Daniel
Wait,
Day-Lewis comes out of retirement to play a helicopter pilot who doesn't like guns.
Look, maybe the guy just isn't an artist.
Maybe he's not.
But then again, neither was Arnold really, and neither was Stallone. They still made enjoyable movies.
They made enjoyable movies.
That's why we don't like him, because he should be.
He should be better.
He should be Arnold or Stallone. That's what we believe.
Is that-
Those movies, in fairness to Dwayne The Rock, those movies aren't a thing anymore. The one-man army 80s action movie.
But my counter to that is they are kind of a thing because he's only in action movies still. They're
Yes,
bad.
but they're made for
insulting.
kids.
Many adults too go to these. I mean, when a movie grosses $1 billion,
The Fast and the Furious, yes. I think there's a lot of adults. Because again, there's hockey injuries. Some people don't wear bikes.
Yeah.
Helmets when they're on a
brain
bike.
damaged adults.
Bad tap water.
Yeah. Growing.
Like, people in Flint, Michigan are going to be huge fans of those movies for a
they
long
love The
time
Rock.
coming.
They love The Rock. Yeah, born too close to the power lines. Fucking San Andreas makes sense if you're born too close to the power lines.
It really does.
It really does. All I'm saying here is I don't trust him. Okay? And that's why I asked if The Rock is a good person.
I don't hold him to that high of a standard.
Well, I'm not. You're going to hold him to a high standard when his wife is murdered. When you find out he's been fucking guys behind his wife's back for years, and all of a sudden accusations come out against him that The Rock forced me into a broom closet and had his way with me.
Yeah.
You'll hold him to a higher standard then?
No, I won't.
Yeah, you will.
I'll hold him to a very low standard. Hey, buddy, just don't rape men.
Would it be fun?
That's a very low standard.
Well, that's fair. Okay. Someday I'll hold myself to that standard. And that's what we have for you guys. I think he's actually a bad dude underneath it all. He's undecided. You decide at home.
You know what? I'm going to say good. I think he's a good man. I think he does a lot for charity. I think he likes money. But I think, listen, he's Samoan, right? They usually have 14, 15 kids, right?
Yeah.
It's a Samoan family thing, some sort of sun god. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, don't trash me in the comments like, oh,
I
leave
like
my sun god
pineapple.
alone.
I like pineapple
I like
blacks.
pineapple blacks. I'm a fan of the pineapple black.
And I like them too. However, I think this one is a rotten egg. Okay.
LA changed.
And I'll bet you $1 that this stuff's going to come out in the next 10 years. Do you accept?
Fine.
$1. Bye, guys.